A studied breath was drawn by both of them. A lifetime passed through each of them. But Dew only took a moment to consider the distance. I-10 canopied root tip. Getting up and walking to the end of the long half-couch, half-chair she had led him to, she lifted a booted foot, then placed a naked foot gently. A little tug and the socks were off too. Then she did it again. Clunk of flash to the floor. What's that? There's a place called the Coal. They make a drink that is good to keep at hand. Oh, hibiscus, we know them. They tunneled in long time ago. Talk about the opposite of us. Got a barley, rye, and hops for stove-cold trade going on. All the while continuing to unbutton vest, shirt, and pants, then sitting him up, scrubbing the towel on his head. Standing him, she kneeled down, taking trousers to the floor. Wing's joy rested on her shoulder. With a playful swiveling of gooseneck hips, the ship's mainmast boom knocked, is asking, is anyone home? Feeding an already intense interest. Stopping, gripping it in both hands, really looking at it, squinting, trying to see down it, lifting it up to closely, carefully study the sack and its contents bagging below. Then swaying the thick stalk left and right, leaning her head back with each pass, handling it suspiciously wary of the intentions of this spitting cobra. Probing, scrutinizing the stiffly swollen appendage with eyes, hand, tongue, and mouth. It's not always like this, right? I mean, sometimes it's soft and just dangles down, right? Whoa! Took a throat-clearing cough, then two more to get traction. Yes, true, most of the time, I'm afraid. I'd like to see that, too. Is this what I do? She placed it in her mouth, sucking with each rock of her head, excited. So this is what a man tastes like. I've never seen a turkey neck so thick. Is this what I do? Was asked again. Why, you could, was managed. What's on your mind? Sex, like we were going to have love and make a baby, like the old days, like you know. Yeah, well, this is sex, but it won't make a baby. They can be the same thing, sex and not making a baby, that is. She stopped. Was she wasting time? A little confused, but then continued to try to find answers from the strange, muscled meat before her. This is called foreplay, and it is sex. It's just not intercourse. We do it because it is pleasurable. Getting closer a butt at a time feels good, and sometimes the sex that makes the baby is also done because it feels good to be with someone you care for like that. People can enjoy a deeply personal time with each other without obligation to procreation. That happening each encounter would be a problem. Adults know it is a good thing to be able to be intimate out of a consent to closeness alone. But if you fool around with it and miss your pollen time, there'll be no seed. We don't really have a time. I guess you're always flowering, guess you could say. The time is when we are doing it. Mostly any time will do. I do know something too. She stood. You'll need to put it here, borrowing a hand to rub the right place. So anytime, you and you women have sex anytime and can get seed any time of the year? Yes. What are we doing becoming plants? We're out of our gourds. So many holes in my understanding we are filling. And there is another word I need to know about. Ducking into scrunched up shoulders to hide what was being thought. A bad word. Not letting go. The full-bodied neck now stretching as anyone listening sneaked look around was followed by curious eyes and tightly gripped business. She got up and whispered in his ear. Both ponderously considered what had tickled out of the flickering, feathering lips. The F-bomb. Dew squeezed wings, squeaked, so sorry. Look, gal, it's just a word. In our past, it was used in so many ways. It was a way to say you were doing the dirty, minimalizing emotional depth for base physical pleasure. It was also used by all kinds of people of theater, the trendy and racy, to prove you could say anything you wanted. Sometimes spoken to categorize the sex act as a vulgar act that was just getting your rocks off compared to relationship, family, and hoping for a child. It was used for so many things. But no matter how you think about it, was only a word with no power of its own. Can that get your rocks off sex make a baby too? Yes. Well, given that we don't have a lot of time to form a deep, meaningful relationship, I think I want that. After a complete, hurried, exfoliating scrubbing, dusting out sand-filled clothes and hanging them, it was back to the pruning chair. Surprise quick climb right up on top of his lap. Slowly pulsing pelvis, working, pumping to fit him into her. Sliding, pinching legs down through the arms of the chair, cautiously enjoying lowering herself to sitting. Oh, is this all right? We don't have to lay down, do we? Is there a gravity problem? Nope, chirped. Good, because I like the way this feels. Comfy for you too? Yep, chirped. Now let's see. You said a little off the top. Proceeding to snip bits of hair, pressing thighs tight, gotta reach up when needing a little leverage for a lift, and pulling the head down, gut to the back. The tiny clips disappeared into the floor as they landed. It didn't take long to be done. I think I should be feeling that pollen stream you men squirt out soon, right? Holding on to the arms of the chair while Wing held her waist, started the answer, bracing, pulling legs back up, sitting with them folded under, jockey-like. It was easy for the couple to move, do up and down. Hypnotizing motions, at first swelling, then gently undulating, then heaving, turning to bouncing busily, energizing to jerking, moving powerfully, then purposefully, twitching. She had found that sensation-arousing spot, positioning herself for the pleasure she was promoting, self-empowering excesses, exciting herself. This time their solid balloon goosebumps rubbed, kneading flesh to quivering as she felt the fluid of a man go into her, just as her own wealth of flow spilled out. She was sure it could not go to a baby, but she felt like she was making what would make one if she kept trying. Just to know that was happening was good enough. In fact, it was great. Later, there would be some decisions to make about her life and all her people had lost. But for right now, it felt very good. It felt like the best of two worlds, like the thing the women before her had longingly searched for but had left her without, were now connected by hope, without knowing the past hours were not just events. They were now players in this dynamic world of change. So many seasons, over 100 and more now. I'm a perennial, you know. I have been alive for, but I have not lived a day till today. It's so weedy to be so forward, but this town is full of women who want good old-time sex, and I don't figure you get haircuts too often. Oh, look at the day. You'll need to get to a place to pot too. I'd better let you go. Dismounting, grabbing a mirror off the table. Look at me, what a mess, she remarked at the tool-filled table, going around behind, holding up a mirror. Like it? Ah, very nice. Thank you. Cleaned and closed. Wing tried to offer something but was refused. It's on the house. Suddenly, serious. That's an old joke, right? Catch you later. Yeah, don't fall off nothing. Ralph, right? Yeah, how'd you know? Lucky guess. Say, you know, the whole town is pretty skittish about the sickness and all. You go into the saloon with that bulge in your pants, they're going to think you're packing poison. Might want to leave your piece at the door. The fully female smiling face knew how funny it was being. Becoming more human was becoming more and more appealing. Leaning in, placing a white flower in a top button hole. Thank you, ma'am.